I believe many of you often hear people discussing the concepts of assets and liabilities. People discuss these topics because assets and liabilities are crucial factors that affect our financial lives. Understanding the difference between them and taking the right actions can help us generate income and create wealth. So, what are assets and liabilities, and how do they differ? In simple terms, assets are things that can generate income for us, while liabilities are things that take money out of our wallets. To create wealth and achieve financial freedom, we should aim to reduce liabilities and increase assets. In this video, we will delve into the differences between assets and liabilities and discuss how we can increase our assets while reducing liabilities.
Thank you for watching my video, and welcome to my channel. As a new content creator, your support and subscriptions are essential to me. If you like my video, please consider to subscribe.
Thank you. Let's start with the concept of a house. Is a property you purchase an asset or a liability? Many people have different answers to this question. Based on the concepts mentioned above, an asset is something that can generate income for us, while a liability is something that takes money out of our wallets. So, whether the property you purchase is an asset or a liability depends on whether it can generate money or incur ongoing expenses. For example, if you buy a house for your own residence and have to make monthly mortgage payments, which means you need to continue spending money over many years, then it is clearly a liability. Moreover, it's a significant liability, given the costs of mortgage payments, property taxes, various maintenance expenses, and upgrade costs. However, the same house, if you allocate a portion of it for rental purposes and the monthly rental income exceeds the total monthly expenses you incur on the property, then it becomes an asset. Similarly, if you sell the house at a price higher than its cost, it can also be considered an asset. In essence, assets are things that, after investment, can produce measurable returns higher than their costs. Everyday investments such as stocks, company shares, various bonds, whether held or resold, are considered assets as long as they can generate returns higher than their costs. So, the status of assets and liabilities is, in fact, convertible. If you own a property for your own residence but choose to live with your parents, rent out your property, and the rental income exceeds the expenses, it can change from a liability to an asset. Similarly, if you own a rental property, but due to various reasons, the costs increase, and the rental income no longer covers the costs, it can transform from an asset to a liability. Now, you should have a clear understanding of the difference between these two. You might ask, is a car an asset? In most cases, the answer is no. Cars are highly depreciating assets. A new car loses about 10% of its value the moment you buy it, and after 5 years, it can lose 55% to 60% of its value. This is why buying a used car that's 3 to 5 years old is often more cost-effective. Due to depreciation, even if you sell a car after buying it, the selling price will never exceed the original purchase cost, making it a liability rather than an asset. For most people, the cars they drive for personal use fall into this category. However, there are exceptions. Some cars with a long history and collectible value can become assets. These special category cars can sell for significantly more than their original cost, making them assets, commonly referred to as collectibles. Just like t-shirts, regular t-shirts can be bought for $10 to $20, but limited edition t-shirts with collectible value can fetch prices in the thousands of dollars. The assets mentioned above, such as real estate, cars, and collectibles, are tangible assets, things you can see and touch. There are also intangible assets, often referred to as financial assets, such as stocks, bonds, virtual currency markets and more. These assets are not tangible and cannot be touched. The significant difference between these two categories lies in the higher variability and potential risk associated with financial assets. When purchasing financial assets, it's easier to end up paying a price higher than their actual value. In other words, there's a greater risk of making a loss. Notably, renowned value investors like Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett emphasize the importance of understanding a company's intrinsic value to avoid paying too much for its stock, which could lead to losses. Therefore, financial assets come with higher investment risks and can easily turn into liabilities. However, compared to tangible assets, financial assets offer the advantage of liquidity and ease of operation. So, how can we increase our assets and continually generate income? There are many methods, but here are three primary ones. First, real estate. Real estate investment is often associated with the need for significant initial capital because properties are typically expensive. However, there's another way to invest in real estate through real estate investment trusts, REITs. With REITs, you don't need to have in-depth knowledge of buying and renting properties. Instead, you invest your spare money in a trust, and they provide dividends from your investment. For example, a group of 30 people each has some spare money and wants to invest in real estate. Individually, their funds may not be enough to buy a property, so they collectively invest their money in a real estate investment trust. The trust uses the total funds from these 30 people to purchase a property for renting. Rental income is distributed according to each person's investment proportion, and each person receives a monthly income. Many consider these investments to be good assets because they offer high dividend yields, the potential for long-term property appreciation, and the ability to hedge against inflation. Of course, if you have enough spare money, you can buy a property and become a landlord. As a real estate investor, the first step is to learn how to find a property with potential. If you enjoy this type of work, the process can be quite interesting. Some properties are excellent in terms of location, type, and school district but may have issues like poor management or require substantial repairs, which can result in a lower price. Such properties often have investment potential. The second step is to thoroughly understand the issues associated with the property and find solutions to those problems. For example, are there legal disputes related to the property, and can they be resolved? Does the property have structural issues, and how much will it cost to fix them? Is it worth it? Once you believe you can address these issues and control the costs within your expected range, buying such a property can generate income either through renting or resale. The third step is to familiarize yourself with the laws and regulations related to renting or selling properties. Many factors affect real estate prices, such as location, interest rates, economic conditions, market dynamics, and more. There are also various types of real estate, including residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural, and more. Buying a property carries risks, and whether it becomes an asset or a liability depends on your ability to make informed judgments, research the market well, and conduct thorough financial analysis. Second, stock market. Stocks, also known as shares, represent ownership in a company. When you buy stocks, you become a partner in that company, with the only difference being the size of your ownership stake. Therefore, when you invest in stocks, you become a part owner of the company. As the company makes money, you make money. There are primarily two ways to earn profits from stocks: dividends and capital gains. Dividends are typically paid by companies annually, quarterly, or semi-annually. Dividends represent your ownership in the company, so if you own 10% of a company's shares, you receive 10% of the profits distributed as dividends. The other way to profit from stocks is through capital gains. This is the most common way to earn money from stocks. You buy a stock for $10, and its price increases to $13, allowing you to sell it and make a $3 profit. However, stock prices fluctuate continuously and are influenced by factors such as supply and demand, political events, economic conditions, market dynamics, and more. To profit from the stock market, you need to make accurate predictions about the price movements. If your predictions are correct, you make money; if they are wrong, you incur losses. Successful stock market investors have various knowledge systems and resources to help them make informed decisions. Books like Howard Marks' The Most Important Thing, Peter Kaufman's Poor Charlie's Almanac, and Benjamin Graham's The Intelligent Investor are all worth reading. Third, content creation. In the modern world, there is a growing trend towards becoming a content creator. In Eric Jorgensen's The Navalmanac, he describes the expansion of professional opportunities brought about by the internet, the internet has massively broadened the possible space of careers. Most people haven't figured this out yet. Code and media are permissionless leverage. They're the leverage behind the newly rich. You can create software and media that works for you while you sleep. From the perspective of content creation, there is still significant room for growth. People can generate income by creating content, writing articles, recording audio, making videos, and more. While some may consider this field to have a low entry barrier because anyone can start, it's essential to understand that two key factors determine success: continuously improving the quality of content and dedicating significant time and effort to the endeavor. In some sense, this industry has a high entry barrier because not everyone can consistently meet these two requirements. There's a saying, the easy road gets harder, and the hard road gets easier. This is particularly apt in the context of content creation. Over time, as you persist and continually produce high-quality content, you will gradually generate more income streams. The actual income you generate depends on how much effort and time you are willing to invest. These are the primary methods for increasing your assets and generating income. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment in the comments section, and feel free to subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next one.